There's a lot of different cross currents on China. This was pretty funny. Apparently, Matt Gaetz, trying to make his argument, our weapons are going to specifically to Nazi battalions in Ukraine. Didn't bother to check where he was getting this info from and sort of got caught in a bind. Because this virulently anti-war guy also wants to keep the door open with war with China because he's got to wait and see like who's lining up for that.
Surprise.
But he got caught. This is actually pretty funny. And I should say, like, look, there are two House committees that are having hearings on making sure that we're accountable as to where our weapons are going. I am all in favor of that. Whenever we sell weapons to anywhere, I'm thinking specifically Israel too on this, but anywhere that we sell weapons to, we should have accountability. I also would like to see an end game and an end strategy, an exit strategy. We'll talk about that in a bit, actually, because there was a report over the summer that the U.S. wanted Ukraine to give up on their aspirations for a specific city. Where was that? And because they were expending too much resources on that, and they need to start to prioritize what do they want to keep when negotiations start, which is a good sign. But be that as it may, it is good to have oversight over this stuff. It's important. But this ding-dong got so far out on his skis, he got a little bit embarrassed. Here is Matt Gaetz.
Is the Azov Battalion getting access to U.S. weapons?
Not that I'm aware of, but if you have information,
I seek unanimous consent to enter into the record the Global Times investigative report that talks about training. It's from the Atlantic Council's Digital Forensics Research Lab, citing that the Azov Battalion was even getting stuff as far back as 2018.
Without objection, so ordered.
Any reason to disagree with that assessment, Dr.
Is this the, I'm sorry, is this the Global Times from China?
No, this is, well.
That's what you read.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, would that be a reason?
As a general matter, I don't take Beijing's propaganda.
Well, no, yeah, but just tell me if the allegation is true or false. I mean,
I don't have any evidence one way or the other. As a general matter, I don't take Beijing's propaganda at face value.
Fair enough. I would agree with that assessment. April 2022.
Yeah, there we go. Let's move right along. Let's move right along.
You could have stood on it, anti-imperialist, Matt.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Let's move along. Is there any way to get that out of the record? Yeah, it was Bakhmut.
Oh, yes.
Ukraine's military could pull back from the key eastern stronghold of Bakhmut, an advisor to Zelensky said Wednesday, amid a relentless Russian offensive that has sought for months to capture the city. They have been expending resources to protect this city. The U.S., there was a report, I think it was about a month and a half ago, where the U.S. basically said, you need to prioritize because we're going to wind this down soon. In fact, I think Biden went there to sort of like, both signal that, when that message has been delivered, I'm going to signal that we're going to be here. I mean, this is a negotiation. We're already seeing the beginning of the negotiation, I think. And they're not going to end up with pre-2014 territory. I don't think so. They're not going to end up with Crimea. That's my guess at this point because, we're seeing these news reports that basically suggest the U.S. government doesn't believe that they have the resources or the ability to take Crimea back. I mean, so it's happening. It would be ridiculous to negotiate with Putin publicly, or too publicly, let's put it that way, to indicate too publicly where the lines are drawn for the U.S. government in terms of support for Ukraine. But there's clear indications that they have internally lines. And they're communicating that to Ukraine. And that's it. Justice for Hugo says you should be clear the Cuyahoga River caught on fire multiple times. It's an amazing story. It was basically the beginning of the EPA.